Hey guys, this is Don Chater, and I wanted to do a video tour my new property and give you my hopes and dreams of what I envision for this property. Anything you want to add or help me out with, much appreciated. And so just finally moved in and got lots of ideas. So for example, the gutter here is pretty old. There's weeds growing out of it. It looks like pours down this way. The water comes down here, and then it's downhill this way. And so I'd like to do something maybe like a French drain. The garden's gonna be right here, so the garden could water harvest the rainwater coming off the roof. And also in the neighbor's garage over here, there's a tremendous amount of rain that could come down here. It flows down this way along the fence line. There's a berm right here that's keeping that water into that along the fence line there. So I might take this berm out, allow it to come into my front yard here. Otherwise, right now it's going off into that ditch right there, and then it goes downhill. There's a lake down there. The community center's down there, so it all goes downhill into that lake. But I'd like to catch it, store it, slow it down, keep it onto the property as long as possible. So just some ideas there with how to handle water and not let it just waste away into the lake. And also got these 3 blue spruce pines, and actually 4. They're 90% dead. And when I was a child, they were beautiful full-grown trees. Played with them and played inside them as a kid. You couldn't even see the house, they were so full. So, but I got a wood chipper. I'm gonna climb up there, chop these branches down, chop these trees down. I could use the stumps as you can inoculate them with oyster mushrooms, so I might try my hand at harvesting mushrooms. And I got a wood chipper, so I'll keep all these branches, put it back into the earth, into the garden, and do like a back to Eden garden with the wood chips as a covering over, protecting the soil. It's right here. We got a kiwi plant. It's a vine, actually. It's a male. Trying to think of the scientific name is Colomitra, and need to get some trellising here. And this is all new growth this year. I'd like to do a living fence and put a living fence from there all the way across to there. This is a male, so I need a female, and I'll probably put a female there. And the male is called Red Beauty, is common name, and the female I think is September, it's called. They turn a beautiful pink in the fall, and it'll grow food. It grows little hardy kiwis here in Wisconsin. Not the normal tropical fruit that you might know, but what else do we got here? So yeah, if I take that berm out and bring water here, I might do like what are those called? My wife doesn't want a pond. She said there's bad feng shui in this spot to put a pond. She's Chinese. But do like I don't know, like a marsh or something, and Anyhow, let's see, what else do we got here? Over here I got a, oh, these are weeds right here. I can get some free butterfly bushes. I might put those in there in the front. These are daylilies that they already finished blooming. But the butterfly bushes, they're good to attract the pollinators, bring in the butterflies and the bees. That's always good for the garden. Here's a mint. I thought it was dead, but the roots stayed alive and seems to coming back. This is my microbe tea, and I stir it to keep it oxygenated. I got, you might be able to see bananas in there for sugar, and got some nuts and seeds in there for protein, and I threw some wheat flour in there for a carbohydrate, and stir it every day. I threw some chicken manure in there, and then after just 2 or 3 days you can add it to water, just a little bit to the water it down, and you can water. Let's see, I'll do it now actually. Yeah, I can smell it fermenting. It smells a little bit like beer. There we go. And put some beneficial microorganisms into the soil. Over here we got a little tree nursery. Trying to revive. This is a raspberry. This was, I think I lost this one. This was a Siberian peach tree, can survive here in Wisconsin. Bummer on that. This one's a Jostaberry. This one's a red currant. Jostaberry. Currant or currant, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. Popular in Europe. Little berry bush. Actually, it grows 6 foot tall. Here will be the main garden. I rototilled this, and I really beat up the rototiller. The dirt is not good at all. It's just dirt, it's not soil at all. So I'll put some of that microorganism tea on it. Try and cover it with wood chips. I already started chipping some of these, and I already transplanted some green onions. Had a burn pile here, but I was able to chip most of it. I chopped down. Oh, the sun's in the way. I chopped down the top of that blue spruce tree, and this is pretty much what remains of my little chipper. Doesn't chip that big of a sticks. All those there's all the pine needles. I need to get that on the garden, let that cover it, protect the soil. When it rains, it'll make its own compost tea. A lot of people think pines and trees and pine needles suck up nitrogen from the ground. I don't believe with that. I think it's fine. I'll do it anyways. And here we got 3 chickens, Rhode Island Reds, and these are my compost managers. They're also making awesome soil. Those their little talon feet, those are good for tilling the soil and aerating the soil, pooping it up, putting that nitrogen back in there. I got a little compost pile here. I've been throwing table scraps to them, leftover food that we don't eat. What else? If you have ashes, you can throw it to the chickens. They'll scrape it in the dirt. I try to It's very easy. They're easier than having cats or dogs. I just make sure they have some water, protection. See if they gave us any eggs. Oh, no eggs in there. Just poop. What else do we got here? We got these. We got 3 ancient, what are these, catalpa trees. And they're a nitrogen fixing tree that you know, they drop these leguminous bean pod things. I've been composting those down. They might be, here's a new one right here. A green one hanging in the tree. Wonder if the chickens will eat those once they start dropping in the fall. They're probably not edible for humans. There's some Asian catalpa trees that are edible, but I doubt these are Asian. What else do we got here? I started a tree nursery over here, but nothing came up yet, just the weeds. I got a composted horse manure down right there. And what else do we got here? We have I'm gonna dig a pond here, and my wife's making fun of me. Oh, ready to eat? Okay, Tang Isia, a moment. I almost finished. And so I want to dig this pond. My wife was calling me. She made a fruit smoothie for me, so I'm gonna make this quick now. But let's see, some more water harvesting. There's a lot of water coming off right here, so I need to get that gutter set up, and we'll have that funnel into the pond. And here we got the sump pump pumping water out of the bottom of the house. Right now it's just kind of going to right here. It'll pool there in a big rain, and then it'll eventually go that way again to the front of the house, down the ditch into the lake. But oops, I just stepped on a chicken. Let's see. But yeah, we'll run that sump pump water into the pond, and maybe make a, you know, water the chickens, do like a little fountain or something for them to reach. Here's a walnut tree. It's still pretty young, but it's probably, I'm hoping it'll give some nuts this year, so I'll get some wood chips on it and feed this tree, and we'll just regenerate this whole land with my chicken composting team, and we'll do the Back to Eden Garden wood chips. And so thanks for watching, and I'll give you some more updates as they come.